Welcome back to the Punk Uncle Show. I'm in Bend, Oregon at the headquarters of Project 321, which is a company that builds some of the trickiest hubs in the entire mountain bike industry. And I'm here with Jake, the founder and owner of Project 321, and today he's going to teach me how to adjust or set the preload in a rear hub. So before you show me how to do this, Jake, tell me why I need to do this or when I would need to do this.
Well, so this is something you would need to do after a hub bearing replacement or even after a hub service.
Okay.
So you take your hub apart, you clean it, you lube it, you inspect it, and as you're putting it back together, you're going to want to accurately adjust your bearing preload. That's what we're going to do.
Okay. Okay, so I've got a hub here that the job is almost done. The last step is to set the preload, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. The reason the preload is important is that if you don't set it, you hear that you get play side to side. Obviously not a good thing. So that's why we want to go ahead and adjust the preload now.
So if you don't mind me mentioning, it's also, besides the fact that you don't want your wheel moving around left and right, accurate bearing preload also is what holds the seal up against the drivetrain. And so that's an important part of making sure the seal is doing its job.
For sure.
So at this point, the hub's back together. And what you're gonna wanna do is we like to tap the drive side. And what that does is it just pushes everything over against the hub.
So just gentle tap on the end cap?
Yep, and your end cap's already tight and torqued properly.
Okay.
Okay. Now, because like we showed in the other video when we installed the seal, there's an amount of preload in the seal and compression. You wanna push the driver up against the hub.
So just kind of maybe grab the
just
hub
like
body
that,
and
just like that. And now you're gonna tighten your tension nut. We call it tension nut until it just makes contact with the bearings. And you'll feel it just, there it is.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. And you'll notice now you have no lateral play. Yeah. And you should have fully compressed your seal, so now it can do its job.
Yeah. Okay, and then you need to tighten the tension nut down.
The set screw in the tension nut is what keeps it from backing off. It's 0.275 Newton meters.
Okay, and our little driver is set to that.
So a lot of people don't necessarily have a torque wrench that goes down to 0.275 Newton meters. So what we like to recommend is they just use an Allen wrench, but the long portion of it goes into the set screw, and you use the short end to apply the torque.
Okay. That way you don't over tighten it.
Exactly.
Okay. Makes sense.
And that's it. We've got a properly preloaded hub.
This thing's ready to rock and roll. And it is worth noting, I think, that not all of the major manufacturers on the market build this functionality into their hubs. You can't adjust this on every hub out there. And I was asking Jake earlier about this very subject, and one of the nice things about that is that if you get bearing play, as your bearings wear and you start to get a little bit of play in the system, you can adjust that preload again to compensate for that. Well, Jake, thanks again for showing me how to do this. I'm sure as the owner of Project 321 Hubs myself, I will need to do this at some point, but this has been a great tutorial, something that just about anybody can do on their own, so I hope you guys found that helpful. Thanks for joining us in this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and please visit project321.com to check out these amazing hubs.